Hey guys, it's Sam, and yes, I'm still getting over a cold, but also, yes, this is just a normal time-lapse art video by yours truly. I know it's been like 500 years. Okay, it hasn't actually been that long. To be fair, I did 9 of these in October of last year. Okay, so it hasn't been that long since the normal time-lapse video, but it's still kind of a flashback, back to 2016. Wow, my nose right now. Anyway, I'm drawing Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise, and it's kind of a companion piece to one I did of Data a couple years ago, and I'll put a picture right this direction. Which ways what it's on the screen somewhere. Anyway, I did that piece a couple years ago. It's weird for how much I love Star Trek. Like, I've done almost no fan art of it, but hey, look, fan art, and it's of Picard, so I did my duty. Anyway, funny timing that they're making that new Picard TV show, which I'm very excited about. It's having Sir Patrick Stewart play Picard. I'm like, I'm down. I don't care what it is. I will watch it. Anyway, this screenshot that I'm referencing of, that I'm drawing from, is from the movie First Contact, which is probably my favorite Star Trek movie. And it's maybe not the best Star Trek movie, but it's got a lot of nostalgia in here with it. And the whole series in general has a lot of nostalgia to it. I'm sick, all right? I can't talk. So TNG, The Next Generation, is definitely one of my favorite TV shows out there. I've watched most of TOS, the original series. I need to actually go back from the beginning and rewatch the whole show. And Voyager, it also has nostalgia factors to it, but TNG will always be number one in my heart. And my favorite character is definitely Data. So let me know if you guys watch Star Trek who your favorite character is. It doesn't have to be TNG, it can be any of the ones, but who's your favorite character? But it's kind of hard actually to really have a favorite character because all of them are so great. Like, I love Data, I love Picard, I love Beverly. Riker definitely has his shining moments, but I feel like it's more like loving him in a more comedic sense because he is a bit of a comic relief character at times. There's so many things that I can talk about this show. If you guys haven't seen it and you kind of want to have that old, like, more classic TV show feel, just, oh man, a season 1. All right, season 1. It takes a little bit of effort to go through. I still think it's worth it to start with the first episode, even though it's really long and really slow, just because there is payoff later on for it, and it does introduce like a kind of an important character. But yeah, season 1, kind of a shaky heart start. The actors are still kind of getting into their role, and then season 2 is season 2, and then season 3 is really where it starts. So if you kind of don't really care that much, you could start at season 3 or season 4. Just watch the show. It's a good show. It's on Netflix, okay? There's no excuse. You can find a way to watch the show. But yeah, I just have a lot of good memories with it, growing up with it. My dad was a really big fan of it, and I was kind of resistant at first to watch the show because I'm like, ew, it's old. I was like 10, okay? But watching it, it's so good. There's just so many classic lines, so many moments, and like it was so ahead of its time. Like, I did a whole project actually on the original series in high school. Like, Gene Roddenberry was way ahead of his time, like including people of color, including I guess aliens was a problem back then on TV for some reason. But the whole including women, including people of color, like, that was a really big deal, and it was cool to see that. And then in TNG, The Next Generation includes more women, more people of color, and also mental health. Like, that was a big deal to me to see that growing up. Troy, Deanna Troy, one of the main characters, is a psychiatrist. She's like, that's a main character, is someone who just does psychology. Like, what? Since when do you hear of like a sort of action-y sci-fi TV show where one of the main characters like just cares about your mental health and well-being? Like, that's awesome. So just having these topics and conversations and so many good morals, I don't know. It's just a really all-around awesome TV show. And Yeah, I really enjoy it. And actually, one of my favorite episodes is Rascals. And I'll always remember that one because I was watching it with a friend of mine in middle school. It's just an all around really funny episode if you know the characters. It's where, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but a couple of the main cast and some other characters sort of have a teleporter accident, which is a bit of a common theme throughout the show. And they turn into children, and there's some rascal like adventures and mishaps, and just one scene where there's an alien called a Ferengi there, and Captain Jean-Luc Picard is a child, which is fantastic. And just having him go up to this alien bad guy and be like, I want to see my father. I want to see him now. It makes so much more sense in context if you know the episode. It's really funny. If you don't, I'm just being really awkward right now. But hey, it's a normal time-lapse video where I'm just going to be talking at you guys. If you don't like Star Trek, this is going to be kind of a bad video. But if you do like Star Trek, you know, which Star Trek do you like? I already asked your favorite character, but feel free to repeat it. And episodes you guys particularly like. I actually have an episode script. Supposedly, it was actually from the set. Unfortunately, there's not really any markings or anything on it. I was kind of hoping for that. But it's the script for, what was the name of the episode? Like Nightmares or something, where the people couldn't sleep. And wow, is that like a really good Halloween episode, because, oh my gosh. So basically the episode is about how no one can get REM sleep, no one can dream, and they start having hallucinations while they're awake. And oh, it's so scary. The part with Beverly and her hallucination was by far probably one of the most scariest things that I've ever seen, ever, in anything. Like, modern horror nowadays is just like, ooh, let me pop up and you didn't expect me, and ooh, that's scary. But, oh god, like the horror with Beverly and her scene, I don't want to spoil it because it's really good. Oh, it's terrifying. Like, imagining yourself in her position, I would die. I'd be like, please, somebody strike me down here. I don't need to be alive anymore. I don't need to experience this. She was a braver woman than I. Braver woman than I will ever be. But she's great. I actually really love the Beverly episodes. She's definitely up there with one of my favorites. And I'm just going to be gushing about Star Trek. But I am quite excited about this Picard show. And I've watched the new movies with the new take on the original series. I have mixed feelings about it. I liked some of the premises and the ideas. Other things I could be a little bit more critical about. I haven't seen Deep Space Nine. I know that's kind of a bit of a taboo in the Star Trek fandom. But I don't know. Do you guys think I should see Deep Space Nine? Is it worth it? I'm a little hesitant because I know Enterprise is garbage, and like I've been told by everyone, like all my dad's friends and my dad, and like everyone in our circle, that Enterprise is absolute garbage and you should never watch it. So I've been avoiding that, but I don't know about Deep Space Nine. So if you guys have seen it and if you have opinions on it, feel free to let me know your opinions in the comments down below. I also haven't seen Discovery yet. I would like to. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews though, so that kind of has me worried, because like it would be cool to have the whole Star Trek universe live on, but I don't think it takes place actually in the future. I think Voyager is the most future we've gotten so far, which is kind of disappointing. It would be cool to see where else we could go. I feel like we could push things a little bit further. I think we have the brain power to write up a show that's just a bit further than Voyager at the very least. But yeah, so I drew Picard, and it's been a long time since I've done any sort of realistic painting, so that's kind of been like a realistic portrait, so that's been fun. By the way, if you're curious about how I drew it and don't really want to hear about me talking about Star Trek, I did a whole like 25-minute video on Patreon, basically step by step, walking through the entire process of how I made this and a bunch of advice and everything. So if you want to check that out, link will be in the description. Otherwise, watch Star Trek. There you go. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.